Hi, welcome. My name is Rajni Lerman. I'm a yoga teacher and wellness coach. Thank you so much for coming this evening and being here with us. We're so grateful you're here. I am thrilled to introduce my friend and business partner, DanaLynn Merengue, who shares so many of my passions and the person who introduced me to these superfoods that we're going to learn more about tonight. And welcome, Ashia. We're just
Huh?
getting we're just getting started here. I'm just introducing um, my friend DanaLynn, who introduced me to the superfoods. Um, DanaLynn is nourished by her deep connection to her body, spirit, community, and the natural world. With over 25 years of leadership and experience in the healthcare industry, she holds a degree in clinical exercise physiology, has worked in 2 rural hospitals, and practiced and taught Kundalini Yoga for over 20 years. She now inspires women's wellness warriors to step into their vitality and joy through deeply integrated approach to healing and health. She's the creator and facilitator of Wild Flow, a unique process that focuses on body wisdom as a gateway for transformation and adaptation. She's the co-owner of the Rise Up Center for the arts, healing, and community, where she holds classes, special events, and gatherings in New Hampshire, where she lives. In addition, she brings mothers and daughters together in exquisite natural surroundings each full moon to celebrate the cycles and connections to the earth, cosmos, and each other. She lives a rich and soulful life, often found adventuring in nature with her beloved husband, bright daughter, and dog, Bea. So I welcome and introduce DanaLynn.
Thank you so much, Rajni. Grateful for everyone here. Grateful to have this opportunity to share something I've become so passionate about, kind of in my second part of life. This entered into my life quite unexpectedly. We do have a little slideshow, so I'm gonna share my screen and start the slideshow. And there'll be opportunities for questions and opportunities. If you do have a question, feel free to put it in the chat, and Rajni and I can address that and make sure that I include it in our presentation. And there'll be time to just chat at the end. We'll stop the recording and answer any questions. So no, don't hesitate to speak up if we can help. All right. So I am 4 times a year, we are holding the opportunity to reset, have a nutritional reset together. And so this is our spring health reset. And so whoever invited you here cares about you and the planet, because I think that this is one of those revolutionary ideas that has intersecting um, solutions to multiple problems that I feel in our world. So I can't wait to share them with you. There's a health opportunity and certainly an opportunity to bring more resources into your family as well. Oh, let's see, there we go. So overall, this is really a lifestyle and a movement. That's how I kind of see it. It's like a movement of many. And Purium is the name of the company we're talking about, and it stands for pure and premium. And so the mission of this company is Dave and Amy started this company 30 years ago. And at that time, their mission was to alleviate human suffering. And so I put suffering in quotes because we could probably talk about suffering and what causes suffering for a long time here. But um, the one of their taglines, which I love, has been for 30 years, the quality of food you eat is the quality of the life you live. And so that kind of starts to open the veils to what they might see as suffering. So tonight, at the very least, I hope that you'll start to make connections of some choices that you make in your own life and learn some things about health and wellness and perhaps our business model. And just grateful that you took the time to be here. I know that time is so valuable and important. And then at the very most, at the very best, I hope you'll consider doing this spring reset with us and possibly joining our team, joining our community, and learning more about what we do as a group. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited about the accountability and the support that is available to us here. So part of the vision of alleviating human suffering was to consciously grow and process. So we are the manufacturers of the products and then market these superfoods. They are real foods. They're not really, I don't refer to them as supplements, although they can supplement our diet, but they're really foods. And so part of this vision of alleviating human suffering was to provide the quality food so that the quality of life can up-level. And it's done through this revolutionary business model that we'll share a bit more about, that really honors the cycles of nature. It really honors us in community. It really, in my experience, really honors a very feminine part of myself who sees business very differently from kind of the frontline patriarchy that is driving most business operations out there. So I'm super excited to share more about this part. And so some of the values of the company in general are certainly health, nature, but purity and quality over and over again. So I've been now a part of Purium for 3+ years. It'll be 4 years in November. Taking these products, experiencing the business, leaning into all of the values. And some of the things that have really popped out for me is that they have a sense of what we're offering is actually much easier on our carbon footprint than, shipping bananas from South America. And so there's this sense of nature at a very deep level and how it integrates with our health and our environment. So in terms of the purity and quality, the products are grown in regenerative soil. So Dave and Amy were a part of lobbying the US government 20 years ago to get the organic label into the food, into our food system. And so now they have a microbiologist that works at the plant. So everything that is grown across the country, across the farms, across the world in regenerative soil. So they're really working with farmers who understand the depth and the importance of quality soil, because the quality of the soil then indicates the quality of the nutrient density of the food that we ingest. And so they've hired this microbiologist to test everything that comes into the plant in Southern California for the presence of heavy metals, glyphosate for sure. Glyphosate is one big toxin in our environment that they really have done a very good job of educating about, and as you'll hear in a minute, providing a product to help us deal with it on a very physical level. So this part of some of the things, another aspect of their integrity is that there is a 60-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. So if you try the products, they really don't work for you, we understand they may not work for everyone, then you save your packaging and you 100% guarantee that you can get your money back within 60 days. And very few people use that option, but it is used occasionally. So again, they really stand by their products. So I thought we would just take a minute to kind of, I personally love closing my eyes and taking a minute to slow down, get into my body, but through my breath for just a moment, and consider of those people that you know and love, where might they be experiencing some suffering? And you can determine what suffering means to you for sure, but kind of give that some thought. Where are the people that you know and love suffering? It could be, I would venture to say that most of our suffering has to do with what we're thinking, and what we're thinking may have to do with what we're eating. And so suffering can tend to involve health and wealth in a variety of ways. So whether money affects your health or health affects your money, or this aspect, so consider that for a moment and just bring that into the rest of what we talk about tonight. So part of the opportunity that we would love to share with you is to transform with us, to experience a 90-day superfood protocol that floods your body with tons of nutrient density and gently detoxifies your system, and have an accountability system to do that. So do that in community, do that with my support, with Rajni's support, and with the support of whoever invites you here. And so that is one opportunity to really work on your own health. And in that, I'll get to the products. And when I do talk about the products, I'll talk about the details of how it works and why it works so well. I have already mentioned the quality of the soil, and so the nutrient density and the process of it. And actually, I'll go into how the products are grown and dried. And so it creates a very dense product, nutrient dense product. And then the other opportunity is to join our team, to become a part of our community. It's a business model that invites a lot of education, a lot of support. And so that's another opportunity. And I'll go into a bit more how to do that. So those are what we're talking about tonight. But I'd love to go into the depth of this 90-day protocol. It's now, one thing before we enter into this 90-day protocol has evolved over the years. And so I think I love watching the company introduce products that they feel are necessary in the world today. So I'm going to start by talking about this product right here, Biomedic, because this is one of those products that was introduced not so long ago, within the last 5 years, to address the glyphosate issue across our food system, really across the United States for sure, and perhaps across the planet. So glyphosate, many of you may know or not know, is an herbicide sprayed on much of our farmland, used to, in some instances, take care of crops that are not desired. And then if there are crops that are resistant to the glyphosate, then those are GMO crops, genetically modified crops that resist the herbicide. And so this is a complex process that costs lots of money and destroys our topsoil. And and it's also used as a desiccant to dry up grains and make them shelf worthy for a long, long time. And it's now in much of our food industry, food system, and in our air and in our waterways. And it's been found in breast milk, and so it's really pervasive in our food system now, in our environment. So biomedic, in terms of this list of total wellness aspects, really helps with the gut microbiome. So it begins to extract using a, a complex system. It extracts glyphosate from the cilia, from the gut wall, begins to heal any open, leaky gut, and helps the body eliminate glyphosate. It's been shown to do that in a small study, 74% within 6 weeks. And then it also reduces the C-reactive protein. So that is an indicator of inflammation. So that's biomedic. That's a part of this 90-day protocol. You take it twice a day. You can put it in your shakes. Then another main part of this 90-day protocol are these greens, these shakes. So as I said, all of the products are grown in regenerative soil. They are allowed to ripen to their peak ripeness and on the farm. Then they're juiced. Then they're dried at less than 88 degrees right there before they're shipped to the manufacturing plant, put together in these shake forms. So these can be meal replacements. They don't need to be, but they can be depending on what your goals are. Really dense chlorophyll filled greens in the power shake. There's several different kinds of shakes, and I won't really go into that now, but this ULT, the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, which is this 30 days times 3, is a major. You would do shakes twice a day, and most people do it morning and noon or morning and afternoon. Again, doesn't need to be a meal replacement, but can be. And in terms of, they really help on all levels here, because they are flooding your system, flooding your cells with high level nutrition, and so that your cells can begin to detoxify, begin to let go of what they don't need. So these shakes are also beginning to clear your, alkalinize your blood and help your liver take a rest and begin to release anything stored in your liver that it's because it's been filtering, it's been doing its job. And so now when the body is filled with such dense nutrition, one shake is equivalent to like 6 salads, then the body knows exactly what to do with it, can really absorb it. It's, if any of you have juiced, it's your brain kind of gets this woo when you eat these shakes on an empty stomach. I feel energized, I feel great. So that's the shakes. And then I'm going to shift over here to the super aminos. So these are on the physician's desk reference. If you know what that is, they have been used clinically for people who are experiencing conditions where they're not able to build muscle. And so these are totally vegan protein, based on non-soy legumes, and they are the only product in plastic. The entire company has gone plastic free, and so all of the other packaging, other than the tart cherry that comes in glass, comes in compostable packaging that's non-GMO. So most compostable packaging is made from GMO corn, but this packaging is not made from anything GMO. So the super aminos are designed to help the body build lean muscle, and then also begin to prefer the burning of fat. And so they are very dense, the building blocks of protein. So your system, your liver, your digestive organs don't need to break down complex proteins that may include fat. They are ready to go within 23 minutes. So your body uptakes them very quickly. I get a boost of energy when I have them. In fact, I was just talking to someone today that took them a bit too late in the day, and she thought they affected her sleep, and I confirmed that that was probably the case. So um, those are the super aminos. Again, you take them twice a day, 5 tablets at a time, or some people 4 feels right for them. So you can't do this wrong. It's totally customizable, and that's why we're here to support you. That's why these products are sold this way, so that you have the support system and the accountability to help you succeed. So the fourth product I want to talk about is this apothecary. It is tart cherry juice. If you just Google tart cherry juice on the internet, you'll come up with at least 10 health effects of tart cherry juice. This is beyond organic. This is a totally organic tart cherry juice sourced from the best source that they could find. You know, I trust that it is the best sourced tart cherry juice out there. So tart cherry, some of the benefits are that it has naturally occurring melatonin. So it helps with sleep because your gut is going through a transformation at the same time. All of these products work together. So as the gut microbiome becomes healthier, serotonin levels during the day become higher. Serotonin and melatonin work together on opposite sides of our sleep cycles, and so our natural cycles start to fall into a healthier routine. And that's one of the things that does that is this tart cherry juice reduces inflammation, has antioxidants, and so it's something we take at night. My 15-year-old loves it. It's part of her nighttime routine, and it's super duper yummy. So that's apothecary. And the last product that is not, so this super cleanser is a parasite cleanse. So it helps once you've done these 4 products for at least 10 days, then we introduce this parasite cleanse, because your body then is at a place where it can start to let go. It can start to shed what it doesn't need. And so the super cleanser are anti-parasitic herbs that begin to clear the colon wall, clear the gut line, the intestines. And so you take the super cleanser for 10 days, you take 20 days off, and then you take it for another 10 days. So that that really completes the 5 products that are woven together into the basic ultimate lifestyle transformation. There are certainly opportunities. There are over 65 products from this company. And so depending on your goals, we can also weave in some other products, but I really just wanted to talk about those 5. So I am going to pause here and see what the next, yeah, I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna stop my share for a second, kind of check in, see who's here, and see if there are any questions.
I have a question.
Sure.
What do the protein, the shakes, what do they taste like? Can you describe the taste?
Yeah, so Rajni, you want to come off mute and help me with this one?
Sure. There's actually 5 different flavors of shakes. The main one that you saw in that picture is called appleberry. And it's really good. It's berry flavored, but not like overpowered berry. Well, that's a good question. How would you describe it? It is really good. It's not too sweet. It's like you can taste the greens, but It's like the perfect combination. It has just enough sweetness to make the greens really easy to go down. It's like my
Okay,
favorite.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
yummy.
that's what I was wondering. Yeah, if okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
There's also a chai. A lot of my customers love the chai. And actually what I do is I customize my pack so that I choose 4 different flavors, like 2 unflavored and 2 flavored ones. And some people just love the chai. It tastes like chai and it's also really good. And then there's a dark berry protein that's like way more fruit centered. Um, very zingy.
Great,
Yeah,
thank you.
I would totally agree. I've found them to be really yummy. I look forward to them. I crave them. The some of the so there's super meal that is the vanilla chai flavored, and it has adaptogenic herbs and mushrooms and mostly sprouted grains, and that one is sweetened with a little bit of natural stevia, but I personally can't taste the stevia, and I don't know if but and then the appleberry is only sweetened with monk fruit, so it's just natural sweeteners, no fillers, nothing, no, nothing synthetic, nothing. So, and when you eat them, when you drink them, I think they taste that natural. They taste like the best shakes I've ever experienced.
One other thing I was going to mention about the flavor is because I have 4 different type and 2 are unflavored. One time I went somewhere and I had grabbed my thing and I didn't have my flavor to augment my my plain one, and I was surprised that even the just unflavored ones taste good. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I, I think so too. Any other questions before I move on? Okay, good. So let me share my screen again, and I'm gonna go into a little bit of just the why this model. Dave and Amy, the owners of the company, they started actually selling these superfoods on the market, like in the stores. You know, you might have been 10, so the first 10 years of the business, they sold these on the regular, you know, on the way, you know, whatever some other brand of shake sells them. But 10 years in, they decided to change to this sharing economy. And so when I say sharing economy, essentially it some people over the years, it has been, I like to refer to it as sharing economy network marketing. Now, MLM is certainly been used, but I think it's so far from the traditional MLM that, and here's why. So, first of all, most MLMs start out they want to do like a network marketing model, but they don't have a product. So then they create a product to fit into the network marketing model. But Dave and Amy saw and were kind of visionary and saw the potential in this sharing economy, in this network marketing model. And I have experienced so much joy in this model. So some of the benefits that I've seen is that you're in business for yourself. You have all the freedoms of that, time, location, freedom, you know, doing it your own creative way, but you're not by yourself. So the solo entrepreneur route, I experienced that. I started my own business after leaving the hospitals, called Get Well, Stay Well Naturally, as a health coach. And I I've loved the personal interaction of being with people in the hospitals. Sometimes in the wellness center that I was a manager of, I would see 200-300 people a day. And so a solo entrepreneur, just seeing people over Zoom or on phone calls and doing everything in my home, it drove me crazy. So I just longed to be in community with people and to do things creatively with others. So and the other thing is that there's no risks. So you buy your transformation, your 90-day transformation, and if you desire, you get the business with your transformation. And then if you want to stay in business, then you put in an order each month up to a certain amount, which is maybe around $60 or so if you want to continue to operate the business. If you love the products, trust me, that's really easy to do. And that's it. Like there's nothing else. You don't have to own any product. Keep any product in your house. You don't have to have an inventory. So there's really no risks and no costs beyond this monthly order if you want to just stay in business. And so then you're developing this passive leveraged income. So what I mean by passive is that if I have a team, they're working while I sleep, depending on their time zone. So that's quite passive, really. They're meeting people, spreading this love, and I just get to support them. And then the leveraged part is that what was traditionally thought of as that pyramid, because when it just sort of it's leveraged because it's growing, and that's it. So it's leveraged. You have leveraged income because you're supporting a team. So it's super fun and really confronting in a lot of ways, but there's so much education, there's so much community, there's so much opportunity to learn, there's so much support that I have really, really loved it. So again, actually, I'm going to stop my share again. And before I go into the last slide, just make sure there aren't any other questions. Okay, cool. So then I'm going to wrap up in a minute with this last slide and just kind of pull it all together, and then we can open it up for questions and turn off the recording. So let me... So I really have felt like part of the alleviating suffering part, I've thought about this for 3.5 years, and this is part of, Rajni and I even did with my mom, who's is on my team. We started brainstorming like how I love hearing stories about moms being able to stay home with their kids. So that ability to create an extra stream of income for a family, creating stronger families with the products because there's such high density nutrition, and then creating this business model to support them to have another stream of income. And then I really see that our physical health in our physical body is related to the condition of our soil, of our world, of our internal ecosystem and our external ecosystem. And so if we can be a part of improving both, one is really dependent on the other. And so what we once were able to eat and get a lot of nutrition from, for instance, a tomato or a cucumber, now has a whole lot less nutrition in it because of our soil. And we're having to deal with extra things in the environment that are pulling nutrients from our system. EMS, for instance, the internet, we're all on computers more, we're on our phones more. That is changing our physical vessel. And so we're supporting our ecosystem inside to detoxify with more efficiency, and working with the ecosystem on the outside that is just a reality that there's just more toxins that our bodies are needing to deal with. So things like when you hear about cancer, increasing to 1 in 2 people, 1 in 3 people, 1 in 4 people, then that's kind of what I'm referring to. So I also feel like I am voting with my personal dollars. So I am in conscious commerce because I am taking my money and really putting it into a company that I really believe in, who's doing amazing work on the planet. So that's kind of pulling that thread in. And then this community support and accountability, I adore. I have a Thursday morning support call for all of my customers and clients. And um, and I love that part of being able to come together as a group to witness each other, witness other women in their own transformation, because as we know, what happens physically really starts to spark some different ways of thinking. And so the mind and the body totally intertwined. You know, you start to go through some emotions when you transform that you may not expect. So it's really fun to have that support of other women. In this case, I love supporting women. So, and I so believe in this model and how it aligns with nature. Nature is really my guide. She is really my my sacred divine spark, and what I seek to make personal choices and to look for guidance. And so I really feel like this model, it fully aligns with her on many, many levels. So that really does it for this presentation and this opportunity. So whoever invited you here, please be in touch with them. They will probably reach out to you. And if you have any questions, then I would be happy to get on another call and meet you in a more private way. And if you have specific ways in which you're suffering or someone that you know is suffering, then we can also talk about specific ways that these products can help. So I'm gonna shut off the recording and open it up for questions.
I have a question.